The Joint Parliamentary Assembly called for successful and timely holding of elections, which should be conducted in a peaceful and fair manner. Members call on the authorities to the observance of the Constitution in Congo in respect with constitutional time frame and provisions. Members express concern on the human rights and security situation in the Congo and call on the authorities to prevent further deepening of the current political crisis or escalation of violence. On continental free trade area for Africa, the prospects fostering inter-African trade and potential benefit for the ACP, members exchange views on the trade agreement which they believe should be a driving force for economic prosperity for the African continent. Members call for the need to ensure that it builds on the economic resilience of the continent and protect the continent's economies from external shocks. On the future of the ACP and EU, discussions on the future of the ACP and EU partnership was a key debate considering the expiry of the agreement in 2020. Members exchanged views with citing the partnership as one that is unique but needed to be adapted to the global dynamics with its share of new challenges. On the workshops on renewable energy, creating our sustainable future, members noted that the way the Namibian government continued to be keen in achieving sustainable energy. Members visited the University of Namibia, where they were able to witness firsthand the results of solar research projects developed by the university. Additionally, members were able to participate in an exhibition of the EU-funded projects in the field of renewable energy land management. Least to say, members were very impressed by the quality of the project of the government of Namibia that can only encourage them to pursue this direction, seeing its potential in the field of renewable energy. On the workshop on conservation as a tool for promoting sustainable development, members received presentations from government officials and NGOs and civil society on the conservations established in Namibia. These are a product of government efforts to conserve wildlife. The members noted the unwavering political will the conservationists receive from various levels of government, including their very own parliament. The Joint Parliamentary Assembly adopted resolutions on the following: improving participatory governance through decentralization and strengthening local governance, continental free trade area for Africa, prospects for fostering the intra-African trade and potential benefits for the ACP, migration between ACP and EU member states, causes and consequences and strategies for common management, and on rape and violence against women and children in armed conflict.
During these debates, we dealt primarily with the issue of EPAs and the future of relations between the European Union and the ACP countries after the expiry of the Cotonou Agreement in 2020. On this latter point, we called for the strengthening of the parliamentary dimension and the inclusion of civil society, regardless of the form of the new agreement. This Joint Parliamentary Assembly has also adopted two urgent resolutions, one on the pre-electoral and security situation in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and the other on rape and violence against women and children in armed conflicts. These are two issues that I am personally particularly interested in. On the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the JPA expressed its concern with regard to the deterioration of security, the situation of human rights, and the increase in political violence, which is currently affecting this country. In this unstable pre-electoral climate, the resolution calls for the respect of fundamental rights and also condemns all forms of political violence. We have called on the authorities to adopt a concrete electoral calendar, as well as a budget for presidential and legislative elections that should be held in November. That's a necessary prerequisite for all cooperation on the part of the European Union. Our resolution also calls for the democratic process to be pursued and the establishment of an open, inclusive national political dialogue, open to everyone, in order to ensure transparent elections in a calm and peaceful environment. Furthermore, we call on the international community to take action in relation to the increasing massacres in the east of the country, and particularly in the Beni region. On rape and violence against women and children in armed conflict, our resolution firmly condemns rape as a weapon of war and a means of oppression, and all forms of violence committed against women and against children. We call on states to act in order to prevent and put an end to such actions. The resolution calls for the implementation of services to provide rehabilitation for victims and to give them health care and psychological assistance. Finally, we'd like to emphasize the need to put an end to this impunity, which continues often. You can see, therefore, that our Assembly has dealt with a number of topics, particularly on topical situations, as you will have heard. Thank you very much for your attention.